Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Alright, we have a really fun episode. We're going to be reviewing Amazing Spider-Man 20, the second of a two-part mini-series to give the main creative team a break for 2 issues. And yeah, we got Peter and Black Cat Felicia are on a date. And yeah, some stuff came up. As always, we'll get dived into spoilers and everything. Before we do that, though, I do want to let you guys know about the 600 subscriber giveaway. When we hit 600 subscribers, we'll be giving this book away. It's a Marvel #1 variant. All you have to do is like the video, comment down below, and be subscribed to the channel, and that'll give you a chance to win. Alright guys, let's get dived into Amazing Spider-Man #20. Now, as always, we're going to be going heavy into spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled for the issue, that's your warning. Next, we always shout out the creative team, because without the creative team, we wouldn't have a comic book, right guys? Now the cover there that we saw was John Romita Jr., Scott Hanna, and Marcio Menyes. And we have Joe Kelly as the guest writer. Terry Dodson is doing guest pencils and colors, and Rachel Dodson is doing guest inks, with Joe Caramagna doing the letters. And we start, and Spider-Man and Black Cat are fighting these would-be criminals, you know, these guys that were like on vacation and using criminal tech just to kind of have fun, basically. And but things went bad, if you remember, when their boss died. White Rabbit's this guy she was dating that had brought her all the people, and so they're fighting all these guys, right? And throughout this, we get some interaction between Black Cat and White Rabbit, where White Rabbit kind of tells Black Cat that she can do better than Peter Parker, which is pretty funny. Throughout, they're basically beating the heck out of these guys. They're not superheroes. They're just, you know, your average, everyday Joes that have gotten a hold of some superhero tech. And we also see that, so there's, in addition to White Rabbit, another one of Tombstone's like henchmen is this guy, and his name's Kareem. And we kind of find out through some interaction between him and Spider-Man during the battle that Kareem's actually he kind of likes White Rabbit a little bit, and he's just not quite sure how to, you know, how to let her know that. And you know, because they have kind of a, you know, just a different relationship, being, you know, thieves and criminals together, but he's kind of fallen for her. And so then, you know, there's an interaction where basically Spider-Man and White Rabbit kind of falls into Spider-Man a little bit, and she seems to kind of dig Spider-Man, even though she had told Black Cat, you know, he can do better. And but Spider-Man's, you know, like, I don't want any part of this, as Black Cat's watching. And I love this line, so I wanted to read this one. So Spider-Man's like, please let go. And White Rabbit's like, skinny guys don't usually do it for me, but your boy's all muscle. I still think you can do better. And Black Cat says, I'm aware. And Peter says, wait, you're aware that she thinks you can do better? Or you're aware that you can do better? And her reply is simply, yes. Not answering. And so it's some, there's some jokes that land, and you know, we're continuing on. And then we find out that Parker kind of figures out that the guy in the Mysterio costume is actually the boss who we thought was dead, who had appeared dead, but he used the Mysterio tech to impose a hollow image of, of his body dead, but he wasn't actually dead. And he reveals that he was actually kind of using this as a loyalty test for his the people he was trying to start this company with, right? And long story short, Spider-Man webs them all up. Like, you are all under arrest, with the exception of White Rabbit and Kareem. And as White Rabbit and Kareem are kind of walking away, Kareem kind of stands up to White Rabbit, who's saying, like, let's gather all this tech up, get it in the van. You point the gun at Spider-Man and Black Cat, and we're gonna get away. And Kareem's like, no, I don't want to do that. And he turns and he blasts everything. And he says, I'm your partner. Tombstone stuck me with you as like a promotion, but the 24/7 White Rabbit show is driving me crazy. You may not care if I live or die, but I got kids. And she says, you've made kids? He says, I showed you a video. And she says, I thought that just came with the phone. And at that point, he turns and just blows up all the tech that they had. And Black Cat's like, didn't see that coming. And White Rabbit says, that's a word. I'm paying attention. Also plotting your slow, painful demise. And Kareem says, I live every day in fear that your next crazy idea is gonna leave me dead. It's gotta change. I need to know you have my back, or I have to ask Tombstone for a new gig. White Rabbit says, Tombstone isn't a manager at Starbucks. He's gonna flip. Kareem replies, I know. White Rabbit says, wow, that's like heavy. This feels like feelings. I don't like it. Let's pretend that I care what you think. How do you propose we untangle this knot you created? As we see them kind of walking away and having a bit more of the conversation, but Spider-Man and Black Cat decide that they're gonna let them go today. And they end up having a conversation where, kind of back to the start of last issue, where Black Cat's like, okay, so back to this conversation we were having, right? And Peter replies, I feel like what you want me to say is the opposite of what I should say. She says, only one way to find out. So Peter says, Mary Jane has been a part of my life for a long time. More than a part. But she's more like a sister. She says, nope. He says, a best friend? She says, better, but... And he replies, I love her. I always have, and part of me always will. But I think that love has changed, like capital L to lowercase, or the other way around, whichever makes sense. And I guess that is enough for Black Cat, because she, upon that, smooches good old Parker. And so that's kind of, I guess, the answer she was hoping to hear. She says, was that so hard? And he replies, the hardest. She says, that's because you weren't telling me the truth. You were telling yourself. Do you want to see if the hot tub is still functional? As they kind of travel off together. And that's the final page there. And as we all know, I guess, next issue we're gonna find out, guys, what happened between Peter and MJ to cause them to break up why does maybe we'll get some answers as to why MJ's married with kids now, and you know, we'll see how many answers we get. But it's been a long wait. You know, thoughts on Amazing Spider-Man 20. I kind of had fun with this. The art team's fun too. You know, this wasn't the. I would say that the back half of this is really strong. Like the last 5 pages, I definitely like that. There was just a lot of kind of fluff of a battle. Let's just be honest, of a battle between, you know, Spider-Man and Black Cat versus you know, people that work at an office and sit behind a desk that now have Mysterio's suit and, you know, Dr. Octopus's arms, and you know, obviously they're not going to be very good at using that stuff, and so that, you know, there wasn't much of a threat, and they were kind of a joke, and so that was interesting, but it wasn't, you know, what I think really made this a good issue for me is the ending there. How we kind of got a little arc from the last issue to this issue on Kelly's run at writing was kind of interesting. You know what I'm saying? I still think, you know, as a whole, it's really gonna matter how Peter and MJ broke up in the first place. But I am accepting of this Black Cat relationship. I like it. I'm kind of having fun. At the end there, they sort of did a callback too of, you know, the fact that Kareem was kind of telling White Rabbit that he needed a partner, or telling Peter that he wanted an actual partner, and where Black Cat kind of is, as the final closing lines, calls Peter her partner. And so it kind of really left you feeling like, okay, they've established this relationship. These two are boyfriend and girlfriend now. Like, issue 20, at least in my eyes, solidified that they're together, and should, you know, if Peter were to kiss MJ at this point, Black Cat would be really upset, and Peter would just be kind of in, you know, once Black Cat told MJ, everyone would be mad at Peter. So, because they're, you know what I'm saying, they went on this as a date, and by the end of the date, you know, they smooched. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I give Amazing Spider-Man 20 a thumbs up. I'm having fun with this run. Hopefully we get some good answers in the next issue. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this kind of content, watch this far into the video, like, comment, subscribe. Helps the YouTube algorithm spread me out to more people. And as always, we'll see you guys next time, and have a great day.